Hey everybody, welcome in to another episode of the WTH podcast. Hi, my name is Nate. That is Jason, that is Kareem, and I just yelled at both of them. Because I'm a dick. In case you can't read or you're just listening and not watching, if you, right behind Jason's head, 10 years anniversary. This show marks 10 years that I've been podcasting. 10 years.
Wow.
Right? A decade of podcasting. That is longer than I've had any job. That is longer than I've had any relationship outside of family. And I'm not going to yell at you for that, because that was being proactive. And it's longer than I spent at any school because, you know, 1st through 8th grade, you shouldn't spend 10 years there. Just saying.
True.
Want to thank Kevin Fontana for our theme music that you're hearing right now. Thank you, Kevin. If you want to check him out, he's got his own YouTube channel. He will teach you all about guitars, how to play them, how to buy them. Cover that, Kareem?
I think he does.
Okay. Metaphorically speaking.
Is he stroking it?
That would be Clarence Carter. Clarence Carter. Good God, Clarence Carter. Oh, boy. So we'll see. We've already got a heart. I like it when we get a heart early on. It makes me feel all warm and fuzzy. And it's not just the air conditioning that's not really cooling the room like it should. We're getting new air conditioning here at Darling New Media. It's coming.
So,
yay.
Landlord has promised it. The landlord's part of the building actually hotter than it is here, so
You definitely get it.
it's a priority. Coming up on the show today, we have a supersized Fuck That Guy.
there's a lot of guys to fuck.
10th anniversary Fuck That Guy. The My Pillow guy, Mike Lindell, has some thoughts about why his Better Business Bureau rating has dropped so precipitously. Precipitously. Oh, boy. Hey, Jason, could you grab that remote behind you on that shelf? Because the screensaver just came on the Samsung. There you go. Perfect. I just don't want that bouncing around. It's the 10th anniversary. I want this to be professional.
10th anniversary.
As professional as that's going to be. Very excited in here earlier today. We had the NorCal Real Estate Show, which is
On fire.
the Higgins.
I mean, not like that, but I mean, like, the market's on fire.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Higgins team has their own podcast to talk about things you should think about when you're buying or selling a home, that sort of thing. So super excited to have them on board. They're one of our newer clients and just recorded their 4th episode today. And everybody wants to come in and is like, oh, I want it to be great. I want it to be great. Let me tell you, after 10 years of doing this, your first episode is not going to be great. I don't care who you are. Your first episode is going to have things that when you go back and listen to it, you're like, oh, I wish I'd done that differently. I wish I'd done that differently. I mean, your 10th one, too. You just get to a point where you kind of go, yeah, okay, that. And I'll listen back now and I'll be like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. Yeah. But c'est la vie. Episode 840. So before we go further, I wanted to talk to Kareem about this before. We're thinking about renaming the show.
Okay.
Jason and I talked about that. It's a surprise, though. I'll talk to you about it after the show.
Cool.
If Kareem is okay with it, then next week we may have a new name for the show. But if you're already a subscriber, you will not have to change anything. It will still come to you. It just may be called something different with different artwork, et cetera, but you will not have to go and resubscribe or do any of that sort of shit. If you watch us on YouTube, you may have to go to a different place, but that'll all be explained. It'll all be explained if I have time.
If we have time.
If I have time. It's the last show of June, too. Now, July is here almost.
On top of us.
Right? On top of us. All right, so we were not here last week for a couple of reasons. Kareem was not here. He was on the East Coast, and we'll talk about that in just a second. And then I had some big doings on Tuesday, and it was just a lot. There were a lot of things happening. My mother-in-law was coming to town. She's back this week right now because I got a big shoot tomorrow, too. So she's the best.
Awesome.
I have the best mother-in-law. Fuck you, Jason.
No, I would say I have
Your mother-in-law is shit compared
that's
to
what
my
I'm about to say.
mother-in-law.
Mother-in-law, fucking death match, bro.
My mother-in-law will shoot your mother-in-law in the face.
Pay-per-view.
Yep.
Whoa. Yeah, and then my mother-in-law
that escalated quickly.
And then my mother-in-law will make her cookies
With half
clean her
a
house,
face.
and
With half a face. I'm just really excited. See, if you look on the desk in front of between Kareem and Jason, that's Kareem's mouse. That's been here for a month now. I really hope he takes it with him.
I didn't see it last time I was here, so
there's nothing like a roaming mouse in your building.
I made it way more evident this time than the last time Kareem was here because I had it off to the side and I got busy, so I didn't put it in the studio. I had it off to the side, and clearly he doesn't miss it.
Yeah,
that's what I've learned.
I looked for it the last time and I didn't see it, and then I forgot about it.
Well, he usually uses his left hand anyways when he's on,
I know I do. I learned how. Well, no, I always mouse with the right hand. I learned how to do something else with the left. We've covered that.
Oh, yeah.
That's early on. Listen to one of the first few episodes. All there.
Way back.
All there. All right, so Kareem, let's start with you. You had a lot that went on with your trip back east. Let's talk about it. Whatever you're comfortable with.
Okay, so I went to Alabama and to North Carolina. So I went to Alabama for my friend Milton's wedding. It was a beautiful, small wedding. It was only 5 of us, including the minister, in the wedding, and there was probably about 10 people in the audience. And then we did 2 Zoom. So because most of his folks are back here. And then a lot of her friends are back here because they met out here. So we did 2 Zoom parties at 2 galleries in Sacramento, and then like other people. So that was cool. It was interesting because I ended up having to help with the Zoom because the bride's sister wasn't familiar with eye stuff.
Okay.
So, but there was a lot of crying.
Wait till the honeymoon.
Because so she gave him a picture of, the ebony cover from 1969,
okay,
which was of Black Jesus, which was a painting done by the artist who did all the art for Good Times, Ernie Barnes. And he had been looking for that painting that cover for forever. And so he cried because of that. And then the other part was, so me and him were on our way to, the wedding was at their gallery. So we were on our way to the gallery. And he said, I got to make a stop. And I was like, okay. So I'm following him, and we end up at the cemetery. And so he gets out of the car, and he goes to her father's grave and asks her father for her hand in marriage. And so he does that, and he comes back, and we go and we do our thing. And so he tells this story during the reception. And the people that didn't cry when she gave him her gift cried when he told that story. Beautiful story, beautiful wedding. Mm-hmm. And the significance of the ebony piece was he created an exhibit for her in honor of his wife that was based off of Ebony magazine covers and the movies that they love. So that was that. So it was a great time. Congratulations, Milton and Daphne.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
Yeah. And then I had to go to North Carolina to visit my folks because my niece died 2 weeks ago, or 3 weeks ago now. And her funeral was Saturday. I missed it, but I went to check in with her kids and the family because I'm close to her kids. So that was a little, that was as much as it could be with.
It's a lot of intense emotions in a trip.
Yeah. And then I had to be at the airport. I had to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning to be at the airport to get there early on Monday. So by the time I actually got to where I was going, I was kind of wiped out.
Right.
So all of the visiting I had planned on doing that evening kind of got canceled because I fell asleep.
Fair enough. Well, welcome back.
Yeah. Oh, but the thing I was going to talk about instead of talking about, so I'm at my niece's daughter's house. She has 2 kids that are like 3 and 2. Why are we watching a Godzilla cartoon that's proselytizing to 3-year-olds?
I don't know. Why are you?
I'm like, did she realize that that's what it was doing?
What was this?
It's a Godzilla cartoon, and they were pretty much proselytizing in the cartoon. It was like talking about the Lord, and it was really weird.
Welcome to the South. It's Southern Godzilla.
Exactly.
Wait, no, like was it dubbed or like was this like an actual show that's
It
on
was a
TV?
show. It was a cartoon on Netflix.
No.
Yes.
Get the fuck out of here.
It's a cartoon on Netflix.
No.
Matter of fact, I meant to send it to you guys. That's how I was like, what the fuck?
It's not the Wish Dragon, is it?
No, it's a Godzilla. It's like Godzilla 3. It's the third movie in that series.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but I was like, are they fucking proselytizing to a 3-year-old with Godzilla?
Godzilla Singular Point, was that what it was?
I think that might be it.
Yeah, it's
Who's it made by? Who's it produced by? That's what I need to know about this.
it's apparently a brand new cast premiering globally on Netflix 2021. It's anime, so it's from Japan.
Yeah.
Well, their missionaries went to Japan.
Yeah, there's a
Just saying.
Yeah, they kicked them out of China, but Japan, they were in Japan.
Yeah, we're there.
Or what if it's but it's brand new cast? Oh man, I'm gonna have to check this out because there's something going on here, bro.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't know. Jason, tell us about the saga of the van.
Oh.
So I want to be updated on the van because this has been quite a thing. You bought a van,
Yes.
but then found a better van.
Yes.
And then there was a bit of a incident with the original van.
Yes.
Let's get everybody up to date.
Okay, so wife and I.
Vangate.
So with the two kids we've had for the last for as long as we've had a 4-door Chevy Malibu.
Sure.
Which putting the double stroller in that to go anywhere sucks because you can't carry anything else in there.
Right.
So it's the worst.
Double strollers are enormous, and you've got the one that's side by side.
Yeah.
I've got the one that it's one behind the other, which is almost better, but I have to take the seats off of it to put it in the car.
We have a 2-1 like that also.
Yep.
This
They're
one is
huge. They're fucking
They're both
huge.
huge, and they both suck.
Right.
I mean, the one that's nice about this is that it's bouncy, and it has like the inflatable tires, so
Right.
It's a nice ride, and like you can.
That's what she said.
Damn right. So we want to get a new van. And we're looking for some things, and we got a great offer on the Malibu, which is 5 years old, for like what I thought was an unbelievable price.
Unbelievable.
Like cash offer.
Hey, Kareem, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Could you open that door? We'll just get a little air through here. It's just screaming hot in here now. Go on.
So we got a great deal, and walked out the door for like under 25.
Out the door.
Out the door.
Oh, my ankles already feel cooler.
Yeah.
And it was awesome.
Right.
Great deal. Plus, that's what we paid. That's what we paid.
We don't need all the details.
So, anyhow, we're looking, and I'm like, we have 30 days because we got it from CarMax. So
Sure.
30 days to turn it in and get a new one if for some reason we don't like that one or whatnot.
And you found one that you liked better.
Way better.
Like a day or two later.
A day or two later, right? And I went in and I asked them to pass it off to them, to get it to
Get it transferred up here. Yep.
Paid $100 to get it done, and they sent it over. Meanwhile, on that Tuesday following that, like the first weekend with the new van, I run into some traffic on the 5 for construction in a part of Sacramento. Like it was fucking nuts. Like one freeway was closed down at the time, and the other one had 2 lanes of it was fucking ridiculous.
Long story short, a traffic cone got Jason's van right in the front headlight.
Yeah, right. I was in the number 3. Yeah,
And the fog light.
and the fog light in the bottom did some minor damage.
Foggy bottom damage.
So anyhow, we went to that Saturday. We went to look at the new vehicle because it was there. Talked to them what's the best avenue to take.
Right.
Get it fixed. Go ahead and test drive this. We'll hold it. We test drove it. It smelled like smoke. Like, we turned on the air conditioner and fucking it smelled like fucking smoke.
Someone was
Like,
using the air conditioner as an ashtray.
Yeah. I don't know what they were fucking doing, how they fucking, but it was bad.
Hot
Like,
boxing the air conditioning.
my asthma, like, it's a detector for it, and even like secondhand, like third-hand smoke that's like on shit can give me like a reaction. It sounds ridiculous, but it's fucking true, 100%. Like,
So this van was out.
it was out. So I told them, like, I was like, well, we need to think about it. We knew we had time to think about it anyways. Got the other one fixed. I found another one and said, hey, I want to try this one out. It has less miles. It's the same price. I'll pay the $100 to get this one transferred. I apologize, but I want to look at this one because we're definitely not going to get the other one. Definitely not going to get it. Oh yeah, go ahead and do it. So that comes in. We get it. In my head, from our final price, I thought we were only getting a vehicle that was just $3,000 more, plus some tax. So I knew it was going to be like $4,500 more,
Sure.
right? I knew it was going to be extra. But I made a miscalculation.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
After we already signed all the paperwork,
Sure.
to the tune of like $4K additional.
So it was about $8,500 more. Wow.
Yeah, so
It's quite a boner. It's quite a boner.
Surprisingly, my wife did not kill me yet, but she hasn't killed me.
Oh, no, she's going to do it slowly.
Oh, yeah.
No. Here's the thing: is that it's a much nicer vehicle, like, and we can afford it. And then she got a raise at work, so like everything's great. Like, it's not a big deal. You know what I mean?
You've got a new
luckily
van.
you
You're
sleep.
happy
We're
with it.
fine
You're
with
loving
it.
life.
I drove for like 4 hours a day in the 95-degree heat with the kids in there, like going to different parks that were in the shade, trying to find places to hang out. Because she's working from home.
Gotcha.
And I want her to do a great job.
Because she just got that raise and she has to pay for this
That
expensive van.
Hey, listen, I'm just trying to be a good house husband.
No, I get it. Trust me, I get it. I'm in a similar situation,
Yeah.
except I run a business on the side.
Right.
On the side, I run a business and take care of 2 kids. So my last week, my Tuesday, we finalized the adoption of our foster daughter. Samantha became our daughter without the foster, Samantha. And it's a big deal. It's been 2 years and 4 months of uncertainty, of waiting for the other shoe to drop. At one point, she went back to bio parent for 2 months and was then subsequently removed again and thankfully returned to us. That was very early on, but it really put that moment of doubt in my mind that until it was final, it wasn't really final. Even after parental rights were terminated in November. The wheels move slowly sometimes. So I officially became a complete and total parent on Tuesday at about 11:10 a.m. And that was a very big deal. And a lot of Leslie's family came down from Reading and met us in Fairfield, and it was just a really big day to be able to share that with everybody. And they do have COVID restrictions still there. We were able to take off our masks for the photos because we're vaccinated. But there was a limit of 14 people in the courtroom total. So like our worker from our Forever Families agency, I had to let her know, hey, we're getting real close to the limit. So I don't want you to come all the way from Sacramento to Fairfield to find out that you can't come in the courtroom. So we did that. That was really great. And then we went to lunch at Sauced to celebrate. And
No Chuck E. Cheese?
no Chuck E. Cheese. It wasn't about her. It's about me. So Sauced, for anybody who doesn't know, is at Doco near the arena. And you can park underneath in the parking garage, and they will validate for a couple of hours, and that's great. So we get everybody out of the van, we go up, we get to the door, and I go, oh shit, I don't know what happened to my parking ticket. And I don't want to pay the full day, so I head right back down. I'm like, maybe I left it in the van. Can't find it anywhere. I'm like, shit. I go to one of the entrances. I try hitting the button. Oh, no, that doesn't work. You can't just hit a button and get a new ticket. No, because they take a picture. They get recognize the license plate. So I have to go to the call box and say, hey, this happened. And she's like, okay, we'll just go to an exit. We'll buzz you out, and you'll just have to repark. Well, it's a bunch of one-way streets down there, so I have to go around the block, and I've been gone for a bit. So I text my wife and say, hey, I couldn't find the ticket, so I had to leave the parking garage and repark. And I have Apple Play, so it's great that I'm getting these texts. But she's texting me back like, why did you leave the garage? And it's like, because I fucking had to. Oh, I just felt like it. I just thought, everybody's waiting for me at the barbecue restaurant. Rather than sit there with a nice drink and ordering my food, I'd like to cruise around and repark a van in an underground garage. Anyway,
it sucks when we get asked those questions, though. It sucks. Like when we right, because we can't answer. We can't say that.
By the way, if it happened to her and I asked those same questions, it would be like, oh, why are you questioning me?
Yes.
Which, valid point.
Yes.
Valid point.
So anyway, finally get everything.
But you don't ask it.
Get everything squared away.
The thing is, you don't ask it, though.
We all live with the same woman.
Look, you know what?
Do we all live with the same woman?
Yeah.
I think so.
I think
in some terms.
Yeah. If you talk to any guy who has a halfway decent woman, yes, we do. So anyway, get there, and I got a wonderful compliment from my mother-in-law, who ordered a pulled pork sandwich and said, "The pulled pork that you make is way better than this."
Awesome.
So cool.
Yeah, that was it. So that's why I wasn't here last week.
Oh man, like.
You take the good, you take the bad.
I mean, listen. It was all worth it though. Then when she said that, did it all melt away a little bit? And you're like, that's fucking right.
You know what? It all melted away when I didn't have to pay the full price to park all day.
Can I tell you how many fucking times I've had at that fucking same fucking mall? I swear to God, fuck those guys.
Well, the beauty is, thank God, I realized it at that point.
Oh, yeah.
And not halfway through. Because I was able to go down. She was like, is your family still at Sauce? I go, yeah, I literally just dropped them at the front door. So she was really cool about letting me out and otherwise. Because they could have just been like, well, I guess you're going to have to pay for the full day. I don't know when you got there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they did not. So kudos for them. And I do appreciate that. All right. Let's talk about Jesus Christ real quick. Someone on Twitter who has a blue check mark, at Lauren Witzke D, tweeted, if Jesus Christ is now being banned for white supremacy, does that end the controversy and confirm that Jesus was indeed white? Kareem?
Wait. Who's banning Jesus for white supremacy?
Well, first of all, Jesus is not actually on Twitter. He's dead, risen, and gone to heaven. He's not tweeting. We'll start with that. Second, what?
Again, I
know this will shock you. It's a white lady.
I started this show by talking about a picture of black Jesus.
Uh-huh.
So Jesus was not a white supremacist. The Europeans who started this country used him to get their slaves to fall in order, all in line.
White Jesus?
White Jesus.
Like, hey, slaves, guess what?
Yes,
Jesus is white.
Is white.
Well, to be fair, they had never been to the Middle East. They didn't know.
They knew. No, they had been to the Middle East.
The slaves that were brought over from Africa, no, the battles of ships?
Some of the slaves had been to the Middle East.
Okay.
There's a story of an African prince that was sold into slavery. So he had been to the Middle East.
So there's the one.
No, there's more than that one. But you had the Crusades, so the Europeans had been to the Middle East, so they know what color Jesus was.
Well,
yes. So, but they used him, and they used all the biblical stories about slavery and how the slaves to submit to their masters.
Mm-hmm.
to condone what they were doing. That does not mean that black people have given up on Jesus. They just read the rest of the Bible and they're rolling with that part.
So again, the question is, if Jesus Christ is now being banned for white supremacy, does that end the controversy and confirm that Jesus was indeed white?
Nope.
I like that she used that she put a capital W on white. By the way, if let's strike that because Jesus is not being banned.
He's not.
No.
I haven't heard anybody say.
Banned for white supremacy. No. So
how I don't get it. Like it doesn't make any fucking sense except for like when you see these fucking pastors like that are fucking talking like these people are nuts, man.
Yeah. But again, how does she not know at this point?
Because she's fucking in denial
That
like
Jesus wasn't
these fucking
white.
people, like they. To them, here's the thing. This is the thing that they think in the way that they put it, right?
okay,
I think
go on.
I think a lot of it stems from, in the first place, the Catholic Church and the Roman Catholic Church, and them spreading that information, Christianity and stuff like that north, right?
They have
using Christianity through those years.
But the Catholic Church has a black Jesus, black mother and Messiah and mother in the Catholic Church.
Oh yeah,
yes,
not the one I went to, but okay.
yes. And there was a black pope named Sylvester who was one of the first popes back in the beginning.
Oh shit,
Because they took them from the area.
Yes,
They were local popes.
they were local popes.
they're local popes.
Yes, he was in the thing. No, but I'm saying,
so
after the Council of Nicaea, when they did that, there was a pope named Sylvester.
So. I mean,
you want me to say?
I guess, but I mean, the Crusades, all that type of shit. I mean, that was all white supremacy. That was them. All those people, a lot of those people who were fighting and stuff like that, had never known it, had never been like and met people that were brown necessarily.
No, they had
the serfs and the people who were actually fighting.
They fought. They went to the Middle East to fight the crusade.
But to them,
wait. They went to the Middle East to fight the crusade because they didn't think that the Muslim infidels should be in charge of the Holy Land. Even though the Muslims took better care of the Holy Land than the white Christians actually did. European Christians actually did. Because they believed in the Bible. They just didn't believe that Jesus was the Son of God to that extent. And remember, Hannibal and the Muslims, which were Moors, which were Arabs and Africans, ruled Spain for 700 years before they came to the United States. I mean, to the Americas.
I'm sorry, it was the Moops. The Moops.
It was the Moors, man.
The Moops. Have you not seen Seinfeld?
It's the Moors.
It's the Bubble Boy episode of Seinfeld.
So for the 700 years before the Europeans came here, they were interacting with Africans and Arabs, so they knew.
So, but I mean, white Jesus then came out of America. Then
White Jesus came out. The whole idea of whiteness comes out of America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to get.
No.
Well, idea of whiteness. I mean, like that's.
Yeah.
It was.
I can clarify it for you. Here's how white lady thinks. Oh, I'm sorry, and white man. So if you're thinking I'm being somehow misogynistic because I'm talking about white lady, this is a white lady. I'm talking about her. This is how this thought process goes. White people are good. Jesus is good. Black people are bad. Jesus is good. Therefore, Jesus is white. White Jesus.
Yes.
There.
And black people.
That's how white Jesus came to be.
And black people are cursed by Ham because of. He probably knows that story better than I am.
Yeah, but that's some fucking bullshit. Like I knew that was bullshit back in the day. Like,
but
I thought that was the most ridiculous.
But
shit
that was the
heard.
whole process of them.
So that was when I read the Bible that I was given as a kid, the book, which was like definitely like white. That was white. Like Jesus was white in that book, 100%. Everybody was white in that book. Yeah. Except
the Bible that we were taught in school, they didn't go into what anybody was.
This was
there were Romans, there were Israelites, there were Egyptians. No one talked about black, white, brown, whatever, because it was just people.
Yeah.
This whole thing of co-opted them. Let's move forward with Pat Robertson. He's got some things to say.
Oh, yeah.
Is it that the people of color have been oppressed by the white people, and the white people begin to be racist by the time they're 2 or 3 months old, and they're
Who fucking says that?
The people of
Stop interrupting Pat. He's making a point. I have to go back now.
No, sorry. Get the fuck out of here. You don't get to fucking say like 2 or 3. Get the
We're not even to fuck that guy yet.
Oh my god.
This isn't even in fuck that guy.
But it's a fuck this guy.
No. We're going. I need to get a breakdown of what you have to listen to what he says.
I don't wanna hear
because we have to break this down. That's what we do here.
or the people of color have to rise up and overtake their oppressors, and then, having gotten the whip handle, if I can use that term, then to instruct their white neighbors how to behave. Now, that's critical race theory. What is it that the...
Okay. Now, I don't know a lot about critical race theory, but I'm pretty sure that is not, in fact, critical race theory. Kareem, what will you be doing once you get the if I can say it, whip handle?
Well, I already got my white woman, so. So there's no point in doing that.
Which one has the good credit, though?
I do. I do.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I just
Oh, my wife has texted me. I don't. Maybe they're listening live, and I'm in trouble.
Oh, you're in trouble.
Let's see. Oh no, she was looking for something.
And she found it?
Did you something? I think that was a typo.
Oh.
So this is exactly what this text message says. So I open this up, and it says, "Did you butt something from Spunk and Love?" The next text message is, "Never mind, I found it." The answer to this question is,
Wait, what?
I did not butt anything from anywhere called Spunk and Love.
Did you not clear your browser history?
Always. and I use DuckDuckGo, so I burn that shit. Just telling you.
Man.
Yeah, that's real time. I thought it was.
I wish my wife would find my porn collection.
Oh my God.
All right.
So
Go on.
So critical race theory is now the new Republican boogeyman. Mm-hmm. And I can't remember the guy's name, but Joy Reid had him on last week. And she played part of his speech at a school. And he pretty much says that that's what they're doing. They're just using it as a catch-all boogeyman because it's only taught in college at the advanced levels. Like you're not even getting it in your bachelor, your first 4 years. It's like an advanced level course that you're going to get, and it's taught in law school.
I've never heard of it until just recently.
I've heard of it because I've read some of this.
Yeah.
I've read some of the
Sure.
the books. I got books by Derek Bell and some of the people in it, and actually, this is not even described as critical race theory in the books, but. So now it's the boogeyman, and they keep saying that people that aren't critical race theorists are critical race theorists. So anybody that's black, anything that talks about slavery, anything that has to do with anything with social justice it's now lumped in as critical race theory.
History. They look at it. They look at direct historical events and say this is critical racism. No, it's fucking history.
It's history.
It's fucking history. It's not. Are you saying that you want to say there's something good about what happened in Oklahoma? Or do you want to say that there was something good about slavery? If you do, you're a fucking racist.
Yes, and it goes back to what I said before on the show, which is the reason why white people are against the government and against the courts now is because they started making the playing field level, and we still got a long fucking way to go. But once they started doing like Brown versus Board of Education and making those decisions, then all of a sudden white people didn't want the things that they wanted because they were afraid black people were going to get these things. And it's because they think it's a zero-sum game, which is what Pat thinks it is. And what Pat really describes is white fear, which is that we will do to you guys what you guys did to our ancestors.
I know we're fucked.
Yes, that's what the total.
It's the most ridiculous fucking.
Yeah.
Like, it's the Kendi has his new podcast. He had the woman talking about that, like the first episode, which was amazing, which was about how racism and what is it, ableism or like
Enableism.
Yeah.
Well, they labeled him a critical race theorist, and he's not.
He's not. He's a historian. He's a historian.
And he actually doesn't. So, and she actually asked him the question about the two, and he was like, no, he doesn't believe that. He doesn't even describe. He describes racism kind of as a thing that people do, as opposed to saying all people are racist.
Right.
So that's not even the way he even discusses the subject.
He's talking about it as behavior as opposed to judging the people as being bad.
Right. So that's the way he discusses it. So you can't even put that on him.
And if you listen to what he says and what he his whole brand is, it's about love and bringing people together. And he has hope in America. Like, he has hope in this country and believes that things can be fixed.
And who is this? Because you yelled through it. I couldn't.
Ibram Kendi.
Okay.
It's Khendi.
Okay, because you just yelled Kennedy, and I'm like,
no, he has a new. It's called Be Anti-Racist, which is his new podcast.
Yeah.
There's like 3 episodes. It's amazing because
he's not doing it at Darling New Media.
I'm
so
sorry.
I have an issue with him.
Sorry.
We got beef.
The book. I've read I have not read the book yet. I have the book. My wife's read the book. One of his books, How to Be an Anti-Racist. And anyhow, the podcast is great because I have not read it and I don't read. So, except magazine articles and stuff like that,
And I had to explain this to my sister when I was home, because she's in the Black QAnon section, which is
oh boy,
it's as crazy as fucking QAnon shit. The way this government was set up, and if you actually run it the way it's supposed to be, it is the best form of government in the world. The problem is the people in power don't want to give up their power. And Benjamin Franklin used to talk about it when he was talking about the formation of the country, which was, as long as the people in power had the best interests of the country in power, then the country would be great. But when the people in power stop having the best interests of the country, this is how we end up where we are. And we have a Republican Party that's not even fucking bringing up ideas at this point, or trying to create legislation that's really good legislation at this point. They just want power. And so that's the problem. And this country isn't designed to be a one-party system. 2 parties is what makes us work. And if you break that fucking down, you're going to break down the country. And they're so far gone with what they're doing that they don't even understand how close they are to taking us to the precipice of not existing as the country that we should be. And it's so sad that me and Milton got into it about Ronald Reagan again, because he says, well, he gets too much blame. But no, fucking all of the shit that he did has fucking put us in this position. All of this shit that he started has put us where we are, to the point where we're not going to have...
The stuff that he started when he was in California, just in the local California government.
Yeah. Because, you can complain somewhat about the state of California because it's democratically run, and you can nitpick it because it's a one-sided government. But, you got people that everybody wants to leave, but fuck, where are you going to go? You got to go to Texas, and now you're not going to have any fucking power because their power grid's going to be down.
People are paying millions of dollars.
But the good news, Kareem, is Texas is paying to build that border wall.
Yes.
What the fuck's up with that? They spent $250 million on something that a lot of people say is a bad idea.
Well, and especially people who have land near the Rio Grande, because it's fucking with their land rights.
Yeah. And again, it's something that white people, to prevent black people or brown people from having an existence that's equal to theirs, they will shoot themselves in the foot to do it.
It's called cutting off your nose to spite your face. All right, let's move on. It's time for this.
Fuck that guy.
Oh, I thought that's that we already did.
Oh no. We start with a guy named Stu Peters. Stu Peters was on something called RVM Live. Stu is a right-wing conspiracy theorist, in case you're wondering. He's got some thoughts about what happens if Trump doesn't come back.
They have been able to take over the entire media. They have caused a mass exodus of good police officers that are there for the right reason. They have started the indoctrination of your kids with critical race theory. Now they are supposed to feel badly about themselves, specifically if they're white, not only feel badly about themselves and repent, but also join a force of evil to eradicate whiteness completely.
No.
I mean, in one sense, yeah, let's fucking obliterate whiteness. Like, it's
Not the way he means.
yeah, no, I know.
Not the way
I
he
know.
means. He's meaning to scare people
Yeah.
into thinking
Oh, yeah.
that there's going to be a mass extermination of anyone who's white,
Yeah.
which is ridiculous.
Have completely taken God out of everything. Now I saw in one state last night that they're trying to get rid of "In God We
Which state?
Trust" on a license plate in some state. I don't remember exactly what it is.
Okay, which state has "In God We Trust" on the license plate? By the way, if you have to have that on your license plate, you need to pay attention to the road and stop relying on God.
Yes.
And also, like, there's only 50 states. Which state? Which state? Like, you're fucking live on national television and you have not prepared one of your talking points?
To be fair, he's live on stupeters.tv.
Oh, well, get the fuck out of here. I don't give a fuck, man.
Although be it is still on our currency, probably not for too long. And they have purged our military with this wokeness. So all of that has been done. And this was also amid an engineered, man-made, intentionally released virus from the lab in Wuhan, where we unapologetically said that it came from. You said it, I said it. We were liars. We were conspiracy theorists. We were tinfoil hats. It has now come true. And
No. It's not that it came true. No one said you were a conspiracy theorist because it came from a lab. If it did come from a lab, which I don't believe we
don't
know
know
for sure. It could have come from the wet market. It could have come from a lab. It could have come from a couple of different options. It came from Wuhan. We know
Nobody.
that.
I mean,
If we would have had our guys there that were there in the first place and they hadn't been sent home in 2017, we might have an idea.
but nobody has ever denied that it came from Wuhan.
Nobody.
Yeah, nobody.
Nobody.
At all.
If you're saying no, it was engineered in a lab to be this, and they decided to just kill all of the people in Wuhan first, really?
Yeah.
the vaccine, was bioweapon 2.0, which is stronger than the ineffective virus that Fauci wanted to get his hands on. He has now developed this Delta version, whatever it is. They're going to only continue to get more and more deadly. And
Because idiots like you aren't getting vaccinated.
Yep.
That's why they're going
Fuck
to
that guy.
become more and more deadly.
Viruses have variants. It's science.
Yes.
And 600,000 dead Americans, I would say, is pretty deadly.
I think so, too.
I would say that's pretty deadly. I wouldn't call that an ineffective virus. It killed 600,000 Americans.
How many people were killed in Vietnam?
Fuck that guy.
Less than 600,000 Americans. Just saying. I'm not playing the rest of his thing.
Fuck
All right.
this guy, man.
Exactly.
I just want to punch guys like that in the face. They're as bad as Nazis almost.
Well, Jason, that's why it's called...
Fuck that guy.
A right-wing pastor, Greg Locke, had a sermon.
These bunch of sex trafficking mongrels are about to be exposed. These bunch of pedophiles in Hollywood are going to be exposed for who
He's literally in a circus tent.
That sounds
Literally
about right.
in a circus tent.
they are. I don't care what you think about fraudulent Sleepy Joe. He's a sex trafficking, demon-possessed mongrel. He's of the left. He ain't no better than the Pope and Oprah Winfrey and Tom Hanks and the rest of that wicked crowd. God is going to bring the whole house down. I said he's going to bring the whole house down.
Okay. That's quite a group of evil you've got there. Joe Biden, the Pope, Oprah Winfrey, and Tom Hanks.
And I bet you there's more sex trafficking going on in his church than anywhere.
Well, we know about Matt Gaetz, allegedly. There's another minute of him, but I've had enough.
Fuck that guy.
All right.
Oh man, I just can't fuck that guy. Like, oh my god.
Now, fuck that guy isn't necessarily just about guys. Oh no. Mostly because of our next contestant in Fuck That Guy, who voted against having a commission to study what happened and determine what happened on January 6th. Now, Marjorie Taylor Greene wants to be on the January 6th Select Committee that Nancy Pelosi is going to name without Republican support, because Republicans are like, no, we don't want to know what happened on that day.
I want you to know that we were involved.
But she wants to be on the committee.
Fact, she says she wants to be on the committee. Would you like to serve on the committee? Would you like to be on the committee?
Sure, she should put me on the committee. That would be great, you know?
And you would show up and ask questions? And
Absolutely. Of course I would. I've worked hard all my life, and I would work hard there as well.
Oh, she sounds like
Fuck that guy.
Sounds like such a good little Marjorie Greene Taylor. She's such a nice lady now.
She's an idiot.
Fuck her.
Let's not forget that. She's
Fuck
an
that
idiot.
guy. No, I'm just saying, like, fuck that guy. I've never, like, she's practiced that fake tongue.
By the way, if you didn't want to have a committee and you voted against having a committee,
You don't get to be on the fucking committee.
right?
Go sit your dumb ass down somewhere.
Right? Christy Canyons does not get invited to the itty bitty titty committee meetings.
Nope. No.
There's your 80s reference, kids. That's right. 10 years of podcast, Christy Canyons. Up next
Fuck that guy.
it's our old friend Tucker Carlson.
Sean Parnell, thanks so much for coming on. So there is this feeling, even among Republicans, that if the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff comes out in a hearing and all of a sudden starts attacking people because of their skin color, you're just supposed to ignore it because he's a general and you're not. Shut up. Do you think we should ignore this?
Yeah. No. If you were looking for a way,
I mean, even his guest is like, what the fuck was that?
What the fuck was that?
Because I watched that hearing, and there was he in no way attacked anybody about their skin color.
Nope.
No, not one bit.
Not one bit.
In fact, he talked about how inclusive that they are, and they have tried to be for a number of years.
Yes, they have worked on it. Again, it's like the rest of America. It has not been a total success, but it is better than most of the country.
The
that.
lower third on the Tucker Carlson show, they cycle through a couple of them. One says, General Milley, white people seized with white rage.
Yeah, he says that because he said, I want to get to the bottom of it.
Yes.
But the other lower third says, racist anti-white mania is taking over America.
Fuck that guy.
And again, the mistake that they make is, which is the mistake they made during the McCarthy era, which is brought up, was the mistake that they made was when they started attacking the military and the police, and that's where we are with those idiots. And the crazy thing is, the reason why they attacked the military was because Donald Trump's, what's his name, the lawyer, his lawyer,
Giuliani?
no,
Cohen?
Not Cohen.
the lawyer who he learned how to be Donald Trump
Roy
from.
Cohn.
Roy Cohn was mad because the military did something to the guy that he had a crush on. And so he started going after the military because of that, because his boyfriend. So
Fuck that guy.
All right, self-proclaimed prophet Robin Bullock has a photo. He has some claims about President Biden, and this is pretty ominous.
The campaign that he clearly lost. He lost big. He lost enough to be ashamed.
Except he didn't. He got more votes than anybody in history.
He lost enough to tell him nobody likes you, Joe. I mean, he lost enough to know that. Hey, I mean, it was so bad. If they would show him the real numbers, the man would be ashamed.
I mean, I'd like to see the real numbers. Have I not seen the real numbers?
We've seen the real numbers.
Yeah, okay. I just want to make sure he's very
But I
convincing.
remember he leaned into the mic and told President Trump, "We're coming for you." And he growled out this demonic sound. I can't make the sound, but
It's called an old man whisper.
yes,
it was this demonic voice. I've heard him make it again recently.
Yeah, it's old man whisper. He's old.
And it's also like, you're a fucking idiot, so I'm going to fucking whisper it so you get the fucking idea of what I'm trying to say, so you have to listen.
Out. When he did, I went back and I took a picture. I think it was at that moment. It was one of the moments I took a picture with my phone right on television.
He took a picture of the television with his phone. Well, good for you, man.
It looks like
there's nobody else's picture. I took it. And when I was led to, when I pulled it up, his eyes at that moment. I can't see it, but tell me if we can put that up on the screen and it's clear on the eyes. We're trying to do something here for you. Okay, it's up there now? Yes. Okay, it's up there now. Look at the eyes. If you'll look at the eyes, you'll notice there's serpent's pupils.
No, they're not. You have a shitty camera phone and you took a picture of a TV.
Fuck that guy.
Just saying.
And he looks like a homeless dude. He looks like a homeless white dude who decided.
He looks like Billy Ray Cyrus threw on a big old moppy wig.
And he tried to grow dreads and then he stopped in the middle of the process.
It's true. But he also has conversations with God, by the way. And God's told him some things.
The Lord told me this. He said, everyone knows, you and I know, that the Democrat Party is evil.
You crazy.
The Lord told me that.
Fuck that guy.
All right, we're done.
Can't I already looked at some of this shit, in fact, all of it, and I definitely lost some brain cells the first time. I probably double the dose this time. Fuck, man.
Yeah.
It's some fucking bullshit, dude.
It's really something. I was talking to God, and God told me, everybody knows, you know it, and I know it. The Democrat Party's evil. By the way, do you think God, who oversees the entirety of the universe, is really that hot on U.S. politics?
Yeah.
That's what they do.
Jesus Christ.
We are egotistical, narcissistic fucks.
Fuck that guy.
All right, moving on. Mike Lindell.
Real quick,
Yes.
Biden's...
Serpent eyes?
Yeah, no, his whisper.
It's creepy.
No, it was a fucking flex. It was a fucking flex from the fucking president of the United States to tell that person that they're a fucking idiot. I don't know, that's what I got from it. Is that what you got from it?
Yes.
Because I've had old white men talk to me like that. And they only talk to you like that when they think you're a fucking piece of shit. And you did not listen to what they fucking said. I don't know. And I come from a long line of white men.
Very, very long line. Mike Lindell, speaking of white men, he has an issue because his company, MyPillow, they had a Better Business Bureau rating that was allegedly an A+ in before, and then it went.
When you start off,
I don't know what it was or not. He's saying it went from an A+ to an F.
Better Business Bureau, the crooked Better Business Bureau took me from an A+ to an F. Still, an F is fantastic, people.
The Better Business Bureau took you to an F?
Yeah, from an A+ to an F. When I went all in for Donald Trump in 2016, the Better...
Okay.
Let's talk about this.
Let's talk about this real quick. The Better Business Bureau, they hit me up, by the way, and they wanted... So here's a fun fact about the Better Business Bureau that I was not aware of. They shake you down for money.
I could have told you that.
Right? And they're a nonprofit. I get it. And they
nonprofit does not mean that it's a good thing.
So they're like, they go through this whole thing, like blah blah blah, da 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 da. It'll be this much, and I'm like, okay, because I'm thinking it's for a year, because it's a nominal amount. And I said, and she starts going through the whole thing, and I said, hold on, is that a month? And she goes, yeah. And by the way, it's a certain amount, and then it's a certain amount more for each employee I add, which, by the way, bullshit.
Oh, God.
That's some bullshit. That you're going to rate my business, which, fine. I get it. That's what you do. That's great. But to then turn around and go, but if you hire 2 people, it's going to cost you an extra $10 a month to be in this whole thing. But they do send you a sticker that you can put on the window.
I got a printer.
Right. By the way, the amount was more than I pay for anything per month outside of my lease payment. And when I had to pay for internet, it's more than my phone is every month. It's more than than I'm paying for StreamYard every month on an annual basis. Right there. And I'm not going to do that and then go, oh, well, I want to hire a part-timer. Oh, but I'm going to have to pay an extra $10 a month to the Better Business Bureau.
So back when I used to manage the spa, I found out how much of this shit's a shakedown.
Right?
Not just the Better Business Bureau. Some
Yelp.
of these, yes. I wasn't going to call them by name, but yes.
Our friend Sushi Brian hates Yelp.
Yes, they will pay. Look, they will take your bad rating off for a price.
Sure.
Well, and they tell
allegedly,
and they
no, not allegedly.
And they have operatives that they send out. Like, and I'll fucking call them operatives because they go to trainings to fucking learn how to fuck companies over to give them a lower, like, they do everything right, but they do everything they can to get a fucking horrible experience when they go. And then they Yelp about it.
You want to know what's a bad experience? When you're on an airplane and you decide you want to get off?
Tells me a passenger opened the door of a plane as it taxied and jumped out onto the tarmac. Chelsea Edwards just on the scene. Chelsea, and there's more to this.
Yeah, details still coming in about this. I mean, you've got to think this had to have been terrifying moments for the passengers that were on that plane when this happened. That suspect allegedly tried to get into the cockpit before opening that plane door and then jumping right onto the tarmac, as you mentioned. Here's what we have confirmed so far.
Here's what I've confirmed so far. He didn't jump directly onto the tarmac. The inflatable slide deployed, and he jumped onto that. When I first saw this, and even the headline, flight leaving LAX interrupted after passenger opens door, jumps onto taxiway. You left out the part where he slides down the inflatable slide. He didn't drop 20 feet from the plane to the tarmac. So when I heard that, I'm like, holy shit.
Because he would have road rash like a motherfucker.
He probably still did.
Right? I'm like, holy shit. No. The slide deployed.
So my cousin flew off the back of a truck on a mattress. He was laying
on purpose?
He was laying on the back of a mattress trying to hold it down, and the wind caught the mattress.
That is amazing.
And he lost half of his side of beef.
Oh.
So, yeah. So if this dude had jumped out of a plane on the tarmac,
right,
he'd be fucked up.
He'd be. Oh yes, yes.
That's
they
why
wouldn't have went. He wouldn't have went to the hospital. He'd have went to. I mean, to the jail. He went to the hospital. They wouldn't have had to go look for him because his ass would have been scraped.
Right.
They'd have been scraping him up off the tarmac.
Yeah. So local news, settle down.
So where was that?
LA.
LA. So,
but
did they say what it was, why he did it? No, was there any reason?
I don't know. I've clicked off.
I can imagine that he was fucking hella fucking high. He ate a whole chocolate bar, and he was like,
"Wait a minute, this is going to the Bay Area? Fuck that place! I'm out."
He's like, "I need to get off. I need to get out."
And the worst experience is getting on your flight. That's a 4-hour flight, and somebody's kid takes a shit right after they close the door.
Because it's going to be a half hour before they can change that. Just saying. All right, let's move on.
Florida.
Kareem's cousin edition.
Florida. Land of enchantment. And crazy shit. This is Florida Corner.
Curious about where the average street dealer safely stores their stash? Well, wonder no more. A Florida man whose rap sheet includes more than a dozen drug convictions was arrested last month after jailers discovered 4 crystal rocks of methamphetamine stored inside the defendant's penis skin.
Oh.
He was uncircumcised.
That's right, guys. Shaft Bang Adams. That's his name, Shaft Bang Adams.
No, are you fucking serious?
I'm serious.
Yes.
He's 30.
Yes.
He was Shaft Bang was collared for driving with a suspended or revoked license and booked into the Orange County Jail in Orlando. Adams, an Orlando resident, was familiar with the lockup owing to his 20-plus prior convictions for offenses like domestic assault, battery, possession of a controlled substance, delivery of cocaine, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, false imprisonment, and possession of drug paraphernalia. So, during the jail intake process, he was subjected to a strip search during which correctional officers reported finding 4 crystal rocks of white in color inside the penis skin. A subsequent field test of the rocks tested positive for methamphetamine.
So who pulled back his foreskin? That's what I want to know.
Officer friendly. Look.
Is it winking at me yet? His turtle popped out.
Here's what I know. Here's what I know. The strip search, thorough. He was charged with possession of meth and introducing contraband into a penal institution. Both felonies. He spent 8 days in custody before he posted $2,000 in bond. He's back behind bars following his arrest on cocaine possession and resisting arrest charges. So, shaft bang back in the slammer. Also in Florida, and also Kareem's cousin edition, in an unprovoked attack, a 7-Eleven customer was injured when a fellow patron threw a glass jar of Tostitos salsa at him with such force the container broke on the victim's back.
Ouch.
According to court filings, Latrell Trasalas, his name is Latrell, L-E'-Trail. He's 31, arrested on felony battery charge for allegedly striking the victim with a 15.5-ounce jar. That's almost a pound, everybody, inside the convenience store in St. Petersburg. The 6'2", 300-pound man was locked up in the Pinellas County Jail in lieu of $4,500 bond. In addition to the battery count, he's facing a theft rap for allegedly stealing a Choco Taco ice cream bar.
So either he told on him or he was giving him so much shit while they were in the store that he pissed him off.
And finally, in Florida Corner, Kareem's cousin edition, we've got entries from the Poultry Police Blotter. A brotherly argument over some chicken turned violent when a Florida man allegedly threw a knife at his sibling. According to cops who say the airborne weapon got stuck in the victim's right leg. That's Messiah Harris Smith, who's 19, is facing a felony aggravated battery charge in connection with the incident at his family's St. Petersburg home. The victim, who told police he did not want his brother prosecuted, will need to receive stitches. There's no further description of the chicken argument. He pled not guilty, released from county jail on his own recognizance, but it's not the first time he's run afoul of the law. He was arrested earlier this year for allegedly pushing and threatening to kill his mother during an argument in their home. Here's what I say. Maybe it's time for him to look for another place to live.
Exactly.
And that's Florida Corner, Kareem's cousin edition. Florida. Yeah.
Put his ass out.
Right. You only get one, and that's it.
Can't
All
put
right.
your hands on your mama and come back home. Like, no, you got to go, bruh.
Well, and then when you throw a knife and stab your brother, I mean...
That's a different story, man.
That's some brother shit.
I'm just saying when it's the second time.
That's
one.
some brother shit, but
Yeah.
you put your hands on your mom, you can't say...
No coming back from that?
No coming
That's what you're
back,
saying?
yeah.
All right. Now, just to prove that the craziness doesn't just happen in Florida, but it's concentrated there. In Iowa, after realizing that a dipping sauce was not included in his Chicken McNuggets order, and I get this, it pisses you off. I get it. I really do. An Iowa man called his local McDonald's and threatened to blow up the restaurant.
To be fair, he's talking about taking a big shit there.
His name, Robert Golwitzer. He's 42, and he's white, Jason. I know I said it was Iowa, but I wanted to make sure after doing Kareem's cousin edition. He was arrested on Saturday and charged with making a false report about an explosive or incendiary device. That was a felony. He reportedly phoned a threat into the McDonald's 5 miles from his home in a Des Moines suburb. The threat cops charge came after he discovered McDonald's order was out of dipping sauces. The threatening call to the restaurant was placed from a phone number associated with him, according to criminal complaint. In addition to claiming he would blow up the eatery, he threatened to assault an employee. When questioned by cops, he admitted that he called the victim and made threats. He was released from jail after posting bond. The complaint does not specify which flavor or flavors of dipping sauce were left off that caused him to lose his shit. But there you go.
Like, low key, this could be how I go.
Right. Look, who among us has not been so pissed that somebody fucked up their drive-through order that you have not out loud said some shit like that?
I get pissed off when they don't put the ketchup in because, like, and my wife's like, you can just use the ketchup in the fridge. Like, no, it's specially formulated by them for them to taste good with their French fries. And if you don't believe me, do your own fucking research and you'll see.
Oh, man.
I may or may not have come up with a threat toward a medical facility. I did not call anybody with it.
Right.
As I would not do that because that would be wrong.
Yes.
But to blow off steam, you see, I guess when you live alone and you don't have anybody to tell these things to, who then tells you to calm the hell down. Am I right?
Right.
Yeah. We all live with the same woman. I'm just saying it's frustrating when someone tells you that they're sending in a prescription, and when you pull up to the drive-through window at the pharmacy and the pharmacist says, "We didn't fill that. That's an over-the-counter item." Then tell me it's an over-the-counter item and I'll go in and get it. Don't tell me that you're sending in a prescription.
Now, you know what? Sometimes I tell them to go fuck themselves, and I want the not over-the-counter version of it because that's what my doctor asked for.
Well, that's not what the doctor asked for, Jason.
Oh, what? He just said, he actually said the actual over... Man.
No. Just that this item is an over-the-counter item. It's not a prescription strength item. I'm just saying.
Okay.
No,
what I'm saying, Jason, is the doctor should have just said, you need to get a tube of this, and that would have been the end. But instead, I waited in line behind 5 cars to find out that that's what it was. So I was a little angry. But I did not call in a threat to anyone.
Yeah.
Because that would be wrong.
Yeah.
And stupid.
Yes.
You did change doctors, though.
No, it's going to cause me to ask questions next time. Like, is this an actual prescription or is this an over-the-counter item? That's on me for not asking the question. You need to ask questions.
Yeah, that kind of happened to me, but the pharmacy actually worked out better because they were telling me that what they were going to charge me for the medicine and what the over-the-counter was, which was the same, was like $150 different.
Right, but if you have insurance, it's the copay, which is sometimes nothing.
Yeah, no.
And over the counter, it's $10.
No, even with my insurance, it was $150.
Well, you have terrible insurance.
Exactly.
You have terrible insurance.
Let's leave the hustle and bustle for small town news.
All right, let's get the hell out of here on this. We go to Vermont Zone. I don't think they call themselves Vermont Zone anymore. WCAX, Channel 3 in Burlington. It's the summer, and there's not a lot of news happening in Vermont, so they've still got time to fill, and here's what they filled it with.
We continue our summer picnic series featuring recipes from WCAX staff. Tonight, our Channel 3 News First at 4 producer Mike Delgado shares his take on some grilled wings.
Hi, my name is Mike. I'm a producer at Channel 3, and today we're going to be doing some grilled buffalo wings. What I've already done is I've brined the chicken. It makes it a little more juicy and tender, and it's kind of savory, especially if you're going to be grilling it. It might dry it out. So what it is,
he's not wrong.
But by the way, this is 4.5 minutes.
Wow.
They're going through. He's pouring salt in the bowl and water. And
anytime for an hour or overnight. They're going to be bone-in wings, and whether you want to get them pre-cut or not cut. In this case, I got them not cut. If you do buy cut, though, you're going to have to hack through them. So I just kind of saved us all a little bit of time and bought them pre-cut. Who knows what they're
He's going to make me get wings on the way home.
A recipe for 12 wings. Usually wings come between 8 and 12.
I mean,
labeled party wings.
is this or is this not a fantastic example of small town news? Jason has left.
Ready for the All right, so what we've done is
He hasn't left the building because his phone and his keys are still here. I mean, I get it.
I'm using a glass.
And he's got his WCAX polo on while he's doing it. Jason, we're only a minute and 20 seconds into this.
Put just the rub spices on right now. Paprika. You just put it on. Probably a cup or so, but you'll see we're just going to spread it on. You want to do about 1.5 teaspoons, 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. And I like to use...
All right, I'm bored, as is everybody else. That's why we do it at the end of the show. So this goes on. There's still 3 minutes left in this news story. It's their summer picnic series.
What do the wings look like at the end of it? Like, are they crispy?
Honest to God, I have not watched. That's farther than I made it before. Yeah, they look burnt because they're grilled. They're grilled. Now he's gonna toss them there. There you go. There you go. Oh, hold on. Let me
see a bit right before that. I want to see.
Yeah.
WCAX.com if you want to make your own for it. But for us today, I just have some store-bought wing sauce for it. It's a little buttery, but it'll do for now.
Obviously, he did
Pussy.
not. Obviously, he did not offset the fucking grill the way that you need to when you're cooking fucking wings, motherfucker.
They are black.
Like, first, second, man. Listen, if you're wet brining your wings, you're doing yourself a disservice.
That's why you left. It's a wet brine.
Like, it's just
who wet brines wings? I've never heard that. Well,
some dude in Vermont who produces the 4 o'clock news.
Listen, you know what I do just to get so I can get them crispy on my grill and stuff like that. And I'll do this real quick for you. All right.
Okay.
I'll put some salt on them. Very small amount of salt, like kosher salt. All right. Put a little bit of that on there. Put it in the refrigerator for 24 hours.
Sure.
Next day, get them out. Put some dusting of some garlic, all that type of stuff on there. Put a little cornstarch on there, and then put it on the fucking grill, and they're gonna be fucking crispy. Like, get the fuck out of here with like what the? That's fine. I mean, hey.
All right, we'll shake it up a little bit. Trying to hold it forward for the camera. Of course, add a little more or less sauce if you so choose.
Yeah, add a little more of the sauce.
We'll be going with the blue cheese.
Oh.
We're gonna lay out the wings nice and pretty. And then we're gonna do a little garnishment. You can add a little celery.
He's lining them up like they're gonna be shot.
I get it. Grilled wings.
Little parsley.
Flakes on.
Little flakes. There we go. All right. Well, that's how we're gonna wrap up 10 years of podcasting here.
Sorry.
No, hold on. Here's the taste. Oh, no, he didn't taste it. He just held it up and said, bon appetit. He didn't even eat it. Didn't even eat it on camera.
You knew it was that bad.
What?
I'm just kidding.
Bone in appetit. Oh, God.
Like, here's the thing. Like, you don't want to wet brine wings. You don't want to wet because you have to fry them. They're supposed to be crispy. Like, if you're not getting crispy wings, like, I don't know. I mean,
although they look pretty crispy.
Yeah, well, not that way.
Burnt. They were burnt.
Throw them in the barbecue next week for some charcoal.
Burnt. They're burnt.
I use some chicken charcoal.
Decade of podcasting.
Sorry.
Look, Small Town News goes at the end for a reason. We don't start the show with that. Oh no, because we want people to watch. We want people to listen and watch the whole thing. There's my tip to you, new novice podcasters: put your annoying shitty feature at the end. The end of the show, and then make fun of it. It's Small Town News for a reason. They're filling time.
They're filling time.
Yep. All right, well, that's going to do it for us for the first decade of the Nate Darling Show / WTH podcast. As we start a new decade, will we have a new name? A new logo? We're going to do it from right here, though. I know that. But, yeah, 10 years anniversary. It's something. So, anyway, thanks for downloading and listening anywhere you are. Australia, India, across Europe, Canada, and the United States. Good to have you in here. Thank you for telling a friend about us. And, hey, if you want to give us a review, go ahead and do that. We will see you next week as we roll into July and our second decade of our show right here. We will catch you next time. Bye-bye, everybody. No, here it is. Hold on. Darling New Media, here to help you tell your story.